Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Sunday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers watching the video and to mothers in your family. So this week, pretty much we stayed in we stayed in a range pretty much all week. And even though we had FOMC, we had some pretty high news events. We had some headlines. I drew out this box right before I started the video. This is on the ES, and as you can see, we pretty much just stayed in this range throughout the entire week. And staying in these tight kind of ranges for me personally doesn't give me that many setups. You'll get a few, but I'm really looking for where price action kind of violently takes off from one area and tries to visit a different area, leaving pockets of volumes and what I like to say are clues as to where I believe price action can to have a reaction to the next time it visits. But with that said, we're going to go over the bands, the weekly bands, and the tradable levels that I give you guys on Sunday and on Wednesday of this past week, and show you guys all of the tradable setups that came out of that right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so as we were just kind of going over May 4th, which was Sunday, we pretty much just stayed in this box. It's illustrated pretty well on this ES, on this blue box, throughout the entire week. So our weekly bands that I gave you guys on from last Sunday, we've got a band below us from the 54.88 down to the 54.55 that hasn't been tested, or hasn't been touched, I should say. Pretty much, I think since about the ending of April. And price action was able to tap into our upper band that I drew out, from the 57.23 up to the 57.69, and got a rejection off of there, and then another rejection, I believe I think this rejection came in on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it did. So, or maybe it was Wednesday. Let's see. No, it was Thursday. So the bands, I kept this band for the weekly levels for this coming week. I left this band up here because there's still some juicy volume that's sitting up here that I believe that price action might want to tap into. And the band still stays down here, again, from the 54.88 down to the 54.55. And then the band from, again, 5400 down to 53.55 is also in play. The two tradable levels that I left you guys with, 55.45 and 54.65, are both still in play because they haven't been tapped into. And if you can see on my volume profile, they all coincide with big pockets of volume that are sitting here that I can relatively say with strong opinion that we will get some pretty good movement or reaction from these two tradable levels that still sit here. I do have another tradable level that I'm going to add for you guys here today, and it's actually right above where price action currently sits. So, and I should have had my drawing tool enabled. All right, let's add this right above us at 5,700. Let me just make this look pretty. And a dot. And 5,700. All right. So again, this is pretty much, what is this, 6 points above, no, 16 points above where price action currently sits. So this is a new tradable level here at 5,700 that we should see some type of reaction to. Now again, we've got the Sunday open here coming up at 5 o'clock Central Time, and price action could gap possibly. It could gap to the upside or the downside. So depending on the gap, just trade this obviously accordingly, depending on what happens with gap. If we gap right above it, maybe look for a rejection back down to it. If we gap back down to it, I think it's an easier play because we'll still have the momentum off the reaction to the upside. So that's it. The ES is pretty easy. Not much changing just because of this range bound that we were in. The NQ, we've got we had a kind of a similar range, but it kind of sat in between the two bands that we had drawn out on Sunday. So we've got a band below us at this 19,825 down to 19,751. You can see that we tapped into this band on the 6th, which was last week. We came right back up. Told you guys a lot of volume sitting right here, that it's going to be it would be very hard for the market to sweep this area up here, this top area band, but I can tell you that this is the most natural place for price action to want to come back up to. We tapped again into this band on the 7th, and you can see these clean rejections on the 1 hour candle off these bands, and we then got this price action movement to the upside. Now I gave you guys some tradable levels at the 20,080 and at the 20,277. I mean, this is exactly where price action pretty much just sat in. Price action pretty much sat in between these two tradable levels between Thursday and Friday all day. And this is on the 1 hour candle. If you move this down to the 15-minute, which let's do that. This is down to the 15-minute. I mean, look at these rejections off of this tradable level. Look at the reactions off of this level down here at the 20,080. There is a reason why I put these in as tradable levels. There is a higher probability that you are going to see some pretty damn good rejections off of these tradable levels that I post. And if you go down to the 5-minute or the 1 minute, it just shows you even more. Even more setups that are currently out there. If I jump back into the 1 hour, I am going to first I'm going to add a new band. So let me just copy this one, paste this one, and then let's see, where is this guy at? Right there. Sorry. Move this guy, and then now I can. All right, so our new band is going to be sitting at the 19,991 down to the 19,924. And let me fix the chart here a little bit. Make this look easier on the eyes. Okay. All right, so here's the new band for this coming week. This band still down here, still in play from the 19,825 down to the 19,751. We still have this tradable level at 19,800. We've got the new band from 19,991 down to 19,924. We still have the band above us, which is again where I was saying price action might definitely want to tap into. And that's at the 2412 up to the 2475. Okay. We have some new tradable levels. So I'm going to take this Obviously, these have been tapped into many, many times. Not to say that they're still not strong levels, but they've already been tapped into several times. So our new level on the NQ is going to sit at 2231. Let me delete this guy. There we go. 2231, which is sitting right above where price action currently sits. And then we've got another one that's going to sit right above our band at the 19995. So this tradable level is going to sit right here, right at this top of this band. And again, both of these, granted, we have the Sunday open, again, 5 p.m. Central Time, so in about 4 hours and 20 minutes for when I'm filming or when I'm recording this video. So just make sure you take a look and see where we gap up to or down on that open, and then obviously plan kind of accordingly for that. So those are the bands, those are the tradable levels that I have looking forward to on this week. As far as signals, again, since we were kind of stuck in that range, we didn't get many kind of violent movements where new setups and new signals kind of appear for me. So trade volume this week was a little bit on the lower side. I think in total we had about 4 or 5 trade signals that price action came into. I invalidated, which you guys can go back and watch on Wednesday's video. I invalidated a few. All of them would have worked out. They've all would have hit TP1 and 2, which kind of stinks, but they were. I follow my rules, and like I said, I'm looking for super high quality setups. And then in my signal service, I post sometimes, these trade setups that I personally view and I see. I don't necessarily always put them in as a signal because I'm looking for super A+++ setups for my signal service. But there's times where, throughout the day, I can just take a look at price action. I can see where we're probably going to have some type of reaction on the 9th, which I believe was Thursday. No, Friday. So on Friday, I posted this. I said, hey, trade signal is not an official signal, as there's a good chance that market might sweep the volume sitting below the stop loss on the NQ long. So I still posted where my entry would be, my take profit 1, take profit 2, and where my stop loss was. But I also informed them the reason why I didn't put this in as a signal was because I also saw that the market really might want to sweep a pretty high pocket of liquidity that was sitting right underneath our stop loss. So for me, did not take the trade, posted it as, a setup. And I even said that, that there was a good chance that this might hit down here. And we'll take a look at price action. Price action came in, touched the entry right here. We were able to take profit 1, but where did price action go? Exactly where I had mentioned, where I thought that the market might want to go to tap into liquidity, which it did, and then came through and would have gone through take profit 1 and take profit 2. And I even had mentioned to them that, take profit 1 might be, doable, but the take profit 1 and 2 would be tough without the market wanting to go in and knock out liquidity there. Now, one thing I will say is this is the NQ chart. Did come about maybe a point away on the NQ from tapping into my entry and still taking take profit 1 and take profit 2. On the NQ, it actually did tap into the entry and take profit 1 and 2 before it took out this sweep of liquidity down here, or volume, I should say. Now I don't like using the word liquidity. Big area of volume that was sitting down here that I just mentioned that this is where I could see price action. And again, without volume and without volume profile, I honestly don't know how many people can scalp like super efficiently. It's that important to me. over this, I don't know, probably over the last 9 or 10 months, I was doing pretty good with my levels, which is like a support and resistance, supply and demand type of strategy. But it wasn't until I plugged in volume that everything has, I understand why the markets do certain things and where the market, I feel relatively high probability that I'm going to get a reaction to. And if you're not trading with volume profile and you're successful, you're a damn good trader. I just personally, on my opinion, I just don't see how it can be done without it. Discretionary wise trading. So that's what I got for you guys today. Look out for my video on Wednesday. If you're interested in learning how to trade the levels, how I come up with my levels, that video is in the description below. I post in my Discord my levels every single day. It's free to join my Discord right here, Rob's Levels. So every single day they're posted about an hour before the market opens. And if you want to take one step further, I do have my signal service, which gives my entries, my take profit 1, take profit 2, and my stop loss for all of my setups that I'm looking at. You can join that through my Discord or through the YouTube join button below. All right, happy trading, everyone. And again, happy Mother's Day. Take care.